This is the Be a Man podcast brought to you by Anchor. I'm CJ.
And I'm Corin.
And man, we got an episode today. The title is it maturity or is it lack of options? So, I was having a conversation, Corin, a few weeks back, and one of my homeboys was talking about this girl that he used to always shoot his shot at back in the day, and she'd curve him all the time, because she was out here in these streets with, she was doing her, as they say. And man, for those of y'all who don't know, doing me means I'm being home. I'm having a lot of sex partners, and I'm just doing me, aka everyone else is doing me. That's what that is code for.
Okay.
Anyway, fast forward to now, right? Now she is in a hunt for a husband. Never talked about marriage before. Never really had too serious or of a committed relationship. But now she's at the point to where he told me, like, he saw her like on some dating app and all of the requirements that she had for like a guy. No games. No games means that I want to be serious with the next man I get with. I'm not having no more empty bodies under my belt. The next one is gonna have to come with a ring. Now, she's 42 now. Not a bad looking woman, but not what she used to be back in the day. This ain't prime. This is like, I got about one more AFC championship left in me. So he asked me, man, like, why do women get to a point in their lives to where they want to get serious? And I'm like, amazing question. Great question. And your big brother gonna help you out.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna give you the answer straight up. I'm gonna give you the compass and I'm gonna point you in the right direction. Alright? And you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure it out by yourself. You don't leave me for that. This is why.
You should go into politics.
This is why, man. This is why women get to a certain stage to where they want to settle down. It's a misconception that they are mature at this point and they no longer want to do the things they once did when they were young. I call bullshit on that. Okay. I feel like a human being will do the things they want to do until they're no longer to able to do those things. Period.
Okay.
So if you are an athletic beast, you can go to the gym, knock out your reps, like destroy everything in the gym. You're going to do that for as long as you can physically do it. When you get to a later stage, you're going to become more of a cardio person, more so than a strength person. You may still dabble with the weights, but you ain't going to do it how you was doing in your 20s and 30s and 40s, going in there picking the weights and like slamming them down. The same thing works with women. The prime, and that's normally from like high school, college, late 20s, 30s. They get the hand pick of the men that they want, and they do them. They do them for a long time. And they will do them in a relationship or single. It doesn't matter. But they do get to a point to where they look at the speedometer, man, and that mileage is up. The mileage is up, and the body of the car is starting to fall apart a little bit. It's starting to deteriorate some. Not a lot of tread left on the tires, and they come to the realization, now I need to find me a husband. Husband didn't matter at 24 when the things were sitting up, but now since gravity hitting a little bit, now I may need to find me a husband. The reason why is because it's very narcissistic too. I don't demand on the open market what I once did. Antonio Brown at 25, you have to pay him max money. Antonio Brown at 35, he can take a veteran minimum deal. That's the difference. It's no difference. It's the exact same thing.
At 25?
At 25?
He is not taking a veteran minimum deal.
You didn't listen to me. I said at 25, he takes a max deal. He's a top 2-3 player in the league regardless of position. So he needs 100, 200 mil.
Okay.
At 35, you're not going to demand that. The fact that the Houston Rockets just paid Chris Paul 170 million. I don't fucking get it. His agent.
I'm trying to tell you, man, that stuff don't matter. But sports are different, man. These players are able to stay young. Look at LeBron. Anyway, we're gonna continue with your theory.
Okay, all right. We ain't gonna talk about this stuff while using that name. Anyway, man, back on my theory about women is that they settle down once they get to a point to where they're either completely ran through, or they get to a point to where they feel like they don't have the same, they don't bring the same value to the sexual marketplace that they once did. That's when, if you're out in public and you'll see like a gorgeous chick with like a regular looking dude, you'll be like, man, she don't care about that guy's personality. That's bullshit. He either has a lot of resources, or she's completely ran through and she's old news in that city. And she can't get the guys or the ballers that she was once they were to get. So she just settles for, the nice guy now, when the nice guy has been the friend zone for the last 20 years. That's why. So, Mr. Corin, let me know what you think about that. Go ahead, shoot it down. Tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, you already think I'm gonna shoot you down and tell you
you're
wrong?
Man, yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna say that I just totally disagree with you. I think that you have half of it right. I think there are a lot of women who do exactly what you're talking about. Now, on the other side of that, I think there are some women where that's completely not the case.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to believe that is for me to believe. Well, I already told you that part. I ain't gonna go into that. Mm-hmm. But my real issue is this. One of the biggest things for women, even now in this day and age, is for them to be aesthetically praised. Every woman, no matter what talk show you go on to, no matter what pro feminine person you listen to, they're always talking about every woman is beautiful. That's their anthem. Every woman is beautiful in their own way, and so. From the day that they're born, they're always told that they're beautiful. They're always told that their looks are a key part of their of why they're worth anything, their value. And the only point in your life when you start realizing that for a lot of women, is that you don't realize that your worth is beyond that, is when you start getting up in age. You start finding the value in other things in yourself aside from your looks.
When you no longer have that to rely on. So now you're forced to grow up. Now you're forced to be humble now.
Some women have, some women even still have it and still are gorgeous and still realize that that's an empty shell. Like that's not what really matters when you're talking about what you need and want from a relationship.
Yeah.
So when they start looking at what they want from their relationship or their partner, they have to eliminate a lot of the stuff that they realize shouldn't really belong in what they find as a priority.
Right.
He ain't gotta be tall. He ain't gotta be handsome. He ain't gotta be dark. He ain't gotta have blue eyes.
Get to that point though, on average. And see, here's the thing too. General doesn't mean all. General just means this is the average.
Yes, but
average isn't all. So
yes, but when you're with when you are dating, and you consistently get nothing out of that relationship because you were going with all the other stuff that you thought that you wanted and needed from a relationship that are really empty shells, then you start realizing what you really want from that relationship. You start realizing that you really want a human being that really caters to what you find important in your life, especially when it talks about what kind of goals you have for yourself in your life. Mm-hmm. None of the other stuff matters. So the older you get, and the more you start going through the catalog of women, men that you thought that were your ideal guy, and you start realizing that's not your ideal guy, you wasted your time. So that is maturity in that sense, because you had to go through it and experience it prior to you realizing what you actually needed.
You think it takes them that long to realize what they need, or do they just selfishly date off the flesh and what they're attracted to?
I think it takes them that long because they are not leaders. Men are leaders, and we know what we need, and we know what we deserve in relationships at a young age. That's why it's easier and for us to find somebody either at a young age or stay without for a long time.
Right. Okay. All right. That's a good rebuttal.
Boom.
That's a good rebuttal. I ain't got shit for that, you know. Shit, man. But the reason why this episode is important is because there's a lot of men who are out there dating, young men who, if you're not the prototypical idea for like an attractive man, you get bitches early on in like about two things. You either gotta have the resources or you gotta have the look. Personality don't matter until the broad is falling all the way complete off, or you may get a regular chick.
And that's why I say either you should find your soulmate early in your life, really early before you hit 20, or you find it late in your life when you're like in your mid 30s.
But that's not bad.
Mid to early 30s.
One isn't bad. Like,
but in between all that,
yeah.
Honestly, you should be leaving that kind of situation alone, because anything they only want that outer shell that you present to them.
Right. Okay. So
what else you got, CJ?
It's good to analyze this though, because when you're able to like differentiate like either side, right? So is it maturity? And in some cases, it may be maturity. I'm not gonna put a percentage on it. I would say like 2%. 98% of the time is because I was doing me for so long because I could physically demand doing me. But now life has done me. So now I need one guy. Now I can be the woman I should have been 17 years ago. But now I can do it easily because I can just say that I had to go through all of those bad guys and stuff.
I'm gonna say
don't take long to know you with ain't shit, nigga. It don't take long. When women talk about guys they've dated or ain't shit dudes they've been with, it's the same thing.
That's because you are on the outside looking in on a mature level, and you see those things.
Okay.
So, and when I'm thinking about it, honestly, I think the ratio is more probably about 60, 40, 70, 30.
On that note, I don't have nothing. What you got, Corin? You close it up.
I'm good, man. I ain't got nothing, man.
Okay. Part 2 coming, y'all. Part 2 is coming in this episode, man. Thank y'all so much for listening to the Be a Man podcast. I'm CJ.
And I'm Corin.
And we out, man.